Welcome back and thanks for joining me on part 2 of Thierry Henry in Kenya. Well, as you saw in part 1, the former Arsenal man's first day in the country was a whirlwind of activity, and day 2, which was to be his final day, was no different. TT started off by indulging in the kitchen before making his way over to the Impala grounds, where people had started streaming in as early as 1 p.m. for a chance to see the star hours later. It was the Made of Black viewing party where fans had paid top dollar for a chance to watch the Arsenal-Newcastle Premier League match with the Gunners' top goal scorer. I got a chance to sit down with the star after the game, in which Arsenal edged out Newcastle by a single goal. And so, without further ado, here's my one-on-one interview with Thierry Henry. All right, so I am here with the man himself. It's World Cup, Euro, Champions League, Premier League and multiple FA Cup winner. It's the big man himself. It's Thierry Henry. Thank you so much for your time today. And let's actually just talk about the current Arsenal squad. Do you think that they can seriously challenge for the title with the kind of competition that's there right now?
This year, no. I mean, it's obvious because of what Manchester City are doing. It's going to be very difficult for not only Arsenal but a lot of teams to try to stop them. But they're even further than some of the other teams, so we will see what's going to happen. It was a good win today, getting 3 points, not maybe the way they want it, but sometimes you need to win those games, and they won. But it's going to be very difficult to catch Manchester City. So, but not only Arsenal, everybody is like suffering to stop them at the minute. So we will see. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but hopefully next year.
All right, 3 points is still 3 points indeed. And tell us about your time at Arsenal. What was your greatest goal, you think, for Arsenal?
Oh, I keep on saying, whenever they did count, for me it was always a good one. You have a lot of strikers sometimes that score goals when the game is like almost won. Those goals, I'm not saying are not important. They are important because it is where it is. But when they do matter, it's also very good. But I'll say on the personal point of view, when I came back to play for Arsenal and I played against Leeds in the FA Cup, that was a special moment because it was the first time I scored a goal as a fan at a club level, obviously. It was pretty nice on a day.
But that was to be expected. Song. Henry, chance, goal! He may be cast in bronze, but he's still capable of producing truly golden moments. Well, you've got to say it just had to be in the script the way the game was going for Arsenal fans, isn't it?
Let's actually talk about the current French squad right now. Of course, brilliant players, young players. Who do you think there reminds you most about yourself playing for France?
Well, it's not. I keep on saying, and I know where you're going with that one. For me, those players have to be themselves, and that's the most important thing. People like to compare, and because you play in a certain club, people straight away gonna say stuff. But it's not about that. I think they have, obviously, as everyone knows, a good team, good players. And the guys have to be themselves and have their own history and their own name. That's just the way it is. Be yourself. That's the most important thing.
And such an experienced player, you are different leagues. What league would you say was the most competitive for you?
It's different. I keep on saying to everybody, a lot of people like to talk and they only played in one league, and they will say to you, our league is the best. I'm like, it's not about being the best. The leagues offers different challenges. And so in the Premier League, it's fast and furious. In Spain, everybody wants to play, and if you're not ready, any team can outplay you. In Italy, we all know is very tactical, and they all have a way to challenge you. All I know is definitely one of the the league that people watch the most is definitely the Premier League. That is for sure. After leagues offer different challenges.
And of course, as a French player, you did play against very many African countries at different international levels. What country would you say at that time was the toughest?
Well, I'm sure you remember us losing against Senegal. I had the opportunity to play against a lot of African countries, but I remember, Cameroon had a good generation. But I remember also the Super Eagles. Super Eagles, 94. That was a very, 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 very good team. The Nigerians were very good technically, tactically. They were strong, fast. But Senegal had a good run. Obviously, they beat us. But I would say the team that people I remember used to, especially when I was growing up, because '94. I wasn't yet there, but the Super Eagles were pretty good, and Cameroon obviously winning the African Cup of Nations. That was pretty good. I think they won the Olympic Games, if I remember that team. Nigeria also won the Olympic Games, so very good team.
And we do see you going to the US a lot, watching a lot of the NBA. Which is your favorite team right now in the NBA?
I'm going to be biased. It's going to be San Antonio Spurs because my friend plays there, Tony Parker. So I follow him. So then I follow the Spurs. It goes without saying. But it's interesting to see how the league is going to unfold this year. Houston being strong. Golden State, we already know. Everybody thought that Cleveland were going to collapse at the beginning. And no, Boston looked like a good team, although they lost 2 games back-to-back recently. And see what OKC is going to do also with their team, and we will see. But I'm always going to cheer for San Antonio, although I saw that they lost against this morning or yesterday. It depends where you are in the world, against Houston. Very good team. So we will see. It's going to be interesting. It's still going to be difficult to beat Golden State. We will see, but it's going to be interesting to see the challenge, especially on the West.
And finally, what was your highlight of your Kenyan trip? Did you enjoy the ugali? We saw some pictures yesterday. Yeah. Actually, no, it was this morning. Even me, I get lost in translation. I just early on, I was trying to remember the days because it seemed like it was full on, but nice. Going to the safari obviously was amazing. Meeting people just randomly, showing me some love. But yesterday I was saying, I don't know if you heard because it was pretty noisy, and I don't know if people were hearing exactly what I was saying over there, but. Yesterday there was a tournament, a community tournament, and the team came from all the way from, I think it's from, if I remember well, Kitale. Yeah, Kitale, sorry. Yes, exactly. And they were coming from there, and one player came even further than that, and he was explaining to me that he drove 9 hours. What's your name?
My name is Antonio Ekesa.
Where are you from?
I come from Trans-Nzoia in Kitale.
How long did it take you to come here?
Take about 9 hours to come to
9
hours.
So what I actually wanted to say is you traveled 9 hours to be with us today. Yeah?
Yes.
So for me, you're a winner.
Thank you so much.
For me, you're a winner, and I'll be honest, you put today, I mean, it's not the first time in my life, but you put everything back in perspective for me, because sometimes we complain about a lot of stuff in Europe that we do have. And so for you to come and show me that you were willing to travel 9 hours, and I'm sure everybody also did it, not only him, by the way, everybody, you guys coming here is amazing, because you humbled me today. And I have to say that it's very inspiring, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Andre. Welcome.
I was just saying to him that that's an inspiration to me, because sometimes we tend to complain about stuff back home in Europe that we have, but when you don't have a choice, the choice it's pretty easy. So he made the choice to come because he didn't have a choice, and he was happy. He played, they didn't win, but I was just saying that for me he's a winner. Their team is a winner, because coming all the way there for that, just for a bit of fun and hope and dream, that was just amazing. So I would say that would be the highlight. Although food was good, the safari was good, people were good, everything was good in fairness. But that brought me back into perspective of what sometimes life can be all about. And when you're in a life or in a situation where you tend to forget sometimes the real deal, and that was for me really humbling.
Thank you so much, Titi. Thanks for your time. So the following week, I'm watching the El Clasico, and Thierry Henry was back in studio doing his punditry thing. And in my mind, I was like, hey, I was with the guy just last week, Surreal experience, and definitely one of the highlights of my career so far. Shout out to Ogilvy and Martha Africa for the interview. Like, drop a comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Ida Warenga signing out.